So now I will be discussing section 83 to 85 of Title 10, Appraisal Rights. Section 83, when right to payment ceases. No demand for payment under this title may be withdrawn unless the corporation consents thereto. If, however, such demand for payment is withdrawn with the consent of the corporation, or if the proposed corporate action is abandoned or rescinded by the corporation, or disapproved by the Commission where such approval is necessary, or if the Commission determines that such stockholder is not entitled to the appraisal right, then the right of the stockholder to be paid the fair value of the shares shall cease. The status as the stockholder shall be restored, and all dividend distributions which would have accrued on the shares shall be paid to the stockholder. So Section 83 means that a dissenting shareholder cannot withdraw his decision a dissenting shareholder who demands payment can no longer withdraw his decision. His right to payment ceases when the corporation consents to his withdrawal. 2. If the proposed corporate action is abandoned or rescinded by the corporation. 3. The said proposed corporate action is disapproved by the Commission where approval is necessary, or if the Commission or SEC determines that such stockholder is not entitled to the appraisal right. If any of this happens, the status of the stockholder shall remain the same, and all dividend distributions will be paid to the stockholder. Section 84. Who bears costs of appraisal? The costs and expenses of appraisal shall be borne by the corporation, unless the fair value ascertained by the appraisers is approximately the same as the price which the corporation may have offered to pay the stockholder, in which case they shall be borne by the latter. In the case of an action to recover such fair value, all costs and expenses shall be assessed against the corporation unless the refusal of the stockholder to receive payment was unjustified. So, Section 84 generally means that the costs and expenses of appraisal will be borne by the corporation. The corporation will bear the costs and expenses. However, the stockholder will bear the costs and expenses if the fair value that was ascertained by the appraisers is approximately the same as the price which the corporation offered to pay the stockholder. And lastly, Section 85, Notation on Certificates, Rights of Transferee. Within 10 days after demanding payment for shares held, a dissenting stockholder shall submit the certificates of stock representing the shares to the corporation for notation that such shares are dissenting shares. Failure to do so shall, at the option of the corporation, terminate the rights under this title. If the shares represented by the certificates bearing such notation are transferred, and the certificates consequently cancelled, the rights of the transferor as a dissenting stockholder under this title shall cease, and the transferee shall have all the rights of a regular stockholder, and all dividend distributions which would have accrued on such shares shall be paid to the transferee. So, as it has stated, if a dissenting shareholder has demanded payment, he shall submit the certificates of stock within 10 days. And if he does not do it, if he fails to do so, all his rights will be terminated. And the rights of the transferor shall cease, and the transferee will have the rights of the regular stockholder, which means that the dissenting stockholder then will no longer be a stockholder because his rights and his shares will now be given to the corporation, and all the dividends will be received by the corporation and not by the stockholder anymore. That's all. Thank you.